So, Christine, me, you know, I like calling you Ngeshi. That
I know
Kayang
that.
chick I met at CBA Lube.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
have you been?
yeah. Huh?
How have you been?
I've been great, been doing
Mm-hmm.
well up of life, but
Uh-huh.
I've just been doing okay. Yeah, how have you been?
I've also been well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, taking it one day at a time.
All right.
So, Christine, you run an organization called Chita Consultancy,
Yeah.
which makes you the CEO, the director. What position do you hold?
I am the founder, so I'm the CEO of Chita
Ah,
Consultancy.
okay.
Yeah.
Wale wenye mnajipea kazi zote atago. So, who is Christine?
Ah, yes. Okay. Christine is so many things, but she's just a simple girl who has dreams and visions of life or in life. And she's also a student, content creator, and a volunteer besides entrepreneurship. Yes.
So, volunteer. What do you volunteer in?
I volunteer at Red Cross and IHRC, International Human Rights Commission. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's nice. So for you, Christine, now that we're going through a situation where COVID is talk of town, where we are broke because of COVID, uh, how could you define money for you in this season?
Sorry about that. Uh-huh.
As I was asking, what do you define money yourself? How do you define money?
Wow. How do I define money? I think I define money as a means of uh, um, products or services that you want, and also money. I think, yeah, okay, in my own definition, I define money as just uh, money or means of investment, uh, a means of getting buying products or services that we want to have. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So to you, is money important, and especially when you're starting out a business, is money important?
Yes, money is very necessary when starting a company. It's the necessity, it's a capital that people require or startups need to require. And also, it's really important in also growing your business, in that you might need to incur some cost here and there, like transport, food, or also the machineries that might be required for your company, and also to pay if you're renting on a place. It's very important also to pay the rent.
So for you, we do need money to start out a business. You actually believe that we do need money.
Well, also it depends with the kind of business that you want to start. If you need money, but it's necessary, especially those who are in the business like clothesline, demanding clothesline businesses because you need to buy the materials needed is in the clothing industry. Uh, Also, you can, if you're also selling second-hand items, you can need money to purchase those so that you can be able to resell them. So you'll need money to start a business. So it
So
depends
it
with the
does
kind
depend.
of business.
Also, it depends with the business that you want to start.
Yeah.
So, like I also, that takes me back when I was starting Warren International. I didn't register it until 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember for me, I have always stated that I might not be the good looking in the room. I might not be the smartest in the room, and I might not be the most connected in the room, but definitely I'm a hard worker. So I remember when I was starting out Warren International, I started without even registering it because at that time it didn't make financial sense. You haven't started getting this income, you are just creating a portfolio. And in the process, someone came to me and they were like, yo, you need to register your company. And when I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, why do I need to register? It's because of the name itself, because someone can come and register it and decide to use a name that you have built with time. So I got into registering it. I didn't know that you had to register for KRA at that time, the minute you register for consultancy. So there I am, register, it's dormancy. At least I have the name, nobody can steal it. Then fast forward, I came to the realization that KRA had created an account for me, and I was back like 240,000 in default
Mm-hmm.
payments. And this is because simply I didn't have someone who would have taught me how to do these things at that time. What would you say that were your were your shortcomings when starting Cheetah?
Okay. So first, Chita started as different small companies, but now I it also took me time to register Chita Consultancy. And actually, to register it is that I was pushed to register the company. Uh, like I shortcomings were like I have a problem with like paying myself first when people say that you should pay yourself first,
Yeah,
and that is issue that I had really had, and because um through before I registered the company is that it had some ups and downs itself, and I had lots of debt. Like last year I had around negative 33K in debt that I
mm,
had to pay. And also the other shortcoming is about Chita is it's right now it's a startup company, and not having the money to register it was my dad just told me that he will sort other the financial part of it to
yeah.
pay that to register the company itself. Yeah, but otherwise it's really quite a journey before that.
So
Yeah.
so how have you been able to deal with the fact that you need to pay yourself first?
Sorry.
How have you dealt with the fact that you need to pay yourself first as the owner and yeah, as the owner of Cheetah?
So it occurred to me, or when people say that you should pay yourself first, is I thought that that's just not an important factor, but later I came to realize that it is important because of just in case emergencies that might come in and you might need the money and you haven't paid yourself first and you're like, okay, what will I do?
Mm.
I have no money, I am in debt, I have to pay for myself first. It was really, really crazy. You have to feed yourself, you have to do transport because I have to incur transport to town because I usually go to town so often, and it reached a point that I was broke, I was depressed, and I was like, I don't know. The only thing that needs here is just a miracle from God if anything to happen because the business itself is not going well, and I was like, I really, really now need to start focusing on paying myself first. Yeah.
Actually, I'm grateful that you have stated that you had a problem with paying yourself first, because that is something I learned from. Have you read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Yeah, I have.
Robert Kiyosaki goes ahead to say that if you pay yourself first, you'll be able to figure out other expenses that come along with the business. So for me, I realized that. And then there's also the aspect of you making sure that you have separate finances for your business and separate finances for your personal use. That's why you pay yourself first, so that you don't put your you don't put your hands in the company's cookie jar. Don't put your hands and start swiping your card for the company's cards and what do you call them? The expenses that are personal rather than for the company. So I like the fact that you have stated that you have to pay yourself first, because most entrepreneurs in our digital space and especially we that we are called the millennials, I think we are not conversant with that language. That the minute you start paying yourself first, you tend to that is a salary for you. So you live according to your salary, not the company's income, your salary. So if you go
Yeah.
to Mombasa thrice a year, that is on you. It's not on the company, that is on you. And that way you'll be able to manage your books, your financial books. And that way, even in the future, if something arises, you're able to go to the bank and you will have clean books that you paid salaries. This is your profit margin. This is what and what and what you spend on your daily expenses as a company and all that. And for me, right now, I think that is a space that I don't know. Our age mates should really like learn and just not go ahead and when you tell someone I own a company, they think you must be driving a car. They think you must be you must have some tracts of land somewhere, since we are African. you must you must be this rich, either you're from a rich background. But what they don't understand is you start a business because there is a need you need to fulfill. And let's be honest, it's not a need for the people, actually, mostly. It's you who wants financial freedom and time freedom and being able to do what you want to do at a certain time. So, how do you plan for your money? Now, let's say last month happened, you have your income. How do you plan now for like the next month? What do you put into consideration?
Okay, so for me, I save the little income that I get. I just save it to invest instead of just spending it because I have a problem with
Hello.
hello, can you hear me? Okay, so for me, I save the little income that I get, and
Your internet is acting up. Uh,
hi, hello. So as I was saying, so how do I plan? Is that I save the little money that I get in my first. I pay myself first, and then the rest
yeah.
I put it in the business. And I actually invest in. There's a group of youths. Okay, invest in two shares, and there's a youth group that actually helps you in your finances. Like you just send your money, especially if you're busy, or you just send your money and you actually tell them uh, what order that you want to make if you want to buy shares. And also you get to save your money in small amounts like 50 bob, like 100k shillings. So that's what I do. And I also save my money in with the NCBA loop, and also Mshwari and KCB M-Pesa. Like I put them in fixed accounts because I know that I am a spendthrift, and so I try to secure my future, like in just that one, in the small habits that I make, consistency, and the yeah.
So for you, mobile money is the thing for you. So for you, mobile money is a safe way for you to save your money and to run your business.
Yeah, it is. Though sometimes I just make sure that I put my money in separate accounts, not only my mobile money but also in bank accounts. Yeah.
And did you say that you invest like in bonds?
I invest in shares mostly. Yeah.
Did you say you invest in bonds?
No, I said I invest in shares, like I buy shares. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when it comes to shares, what is your
Okay.
hey?
Hey.
So what I'm asking is when it comes to shares, What do you think that our generation needs to know about shares that you found out? And yeah, what is it that we should know about shares as a stream of investment?
Actually, shares is it's a good way. It's a great way of investment, and if you want to invest in shares, don't focus on the short term mostly. If you want to have great results, focus on the long term. And I was listening to this podcast on Mind Valley by Mary Buffett. It was on how to invest like a Buffett, and he says that you need to check always look at the ratings or the market. How is it progressing? If you want to buy cooperative, look at it. How is it progressing? Is it rising or is it down right now? And the best investment to make is or to buy a share is when the market is low. Because I remember I bought KSC shares at 2.6 and right now it's at 2.1. I was like, oh, this is one mistake that I made. But yeah, I learned something. Yeah. Yes, well,
Your internet is a mess.
mhm. Oh, what's up? What's happening? Secure.
You found stable internet?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. People have to redo this again for the first little.
Christine,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You were talking about shares. Would you mind repeating that?
Yeah, no problem. I was saying that to invest in shares, don't focus on the short term. Mostly focus on the long term, like 2 years, 5 years period. And also, I was listening to this Mind Valley talk by Mary Buffet on how to invest like a Buffet. And she says that what I learned is when buying shares or buying a specific share of a certain company, first check at its market nini, how is it going up, is it going low, like how is it progressing economically. So and the best time to buy the market or the shares is when the market is at low. Yeah. And I gave an example of when I bought CAC shares. It was back when I bought it at 2.66, and right now is at 2.1. I was like, okay, yeah, I wish I learned that earlier before buying the shares, but it's okay. Yeah. Sasa na never go. Okay, that's okay. Mm, okay. Hi.
So sorry about that. Can we now continue?
Yeah.
Okay, so KRA, how do you deal with KRA yourself in business?
Okay. Uh. Okay. I don't think I have so much to do with KRA in regards to my business because um, I pay nil as a student. Yeah.
Interesting. Do you like do pensions for yourself? Do you pay for pension?
Sorry?
Do you pay for pension?
Mm, no.
Why?
Pensions in terms of like.
Like when you get
Okay.
into like when people are working, they do get deduction like KRA, all of that, and even pension. And even as a company, you have to start paying for your employees' pension plan. Do you yourself have a pension plan? Like you see, like for anime, like for KRB, the Kenya Retirement Benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you have like that?
Oh, no.
You're covering your mic, so I can't hear you.
I'm saying at the moment, no.
Ah, so for you, it's purely investments for every income you get for your company,
Yeah, the follow.
which is shares. What else?
It's only shells so far and the
The
also it's a be a loop that's part of investment. Yeah,
oh
also
yeah,
that
yeah.
the fixed account savings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we've covered everything I wanted to ask you because for me, I want to work in this journey where we talk with young people who are in business, who are running a startups, who are who are getting into this scene, and we understand how do we work with how do we start our business, how do we understand our business, and what do we do to make sure that during these unprecedented times, how do you go through? How do you get through? Because yeah, there is laying off, people are being laid off, people are going back home because apparently home, mashambani there is no too much hustle. It's only about kupanda chakula, kukula, and sorting out the basic
Mm,
needs that you have. So yeah, so I want young people to understand that yeah, there's KRA, and if there's KRA, what are you supposed to be paying you as an individual? And are you
mm-hmm.
allowed to run away from KRA? No, you're not. There is also the part of like the pension scheme I'm talking about. People think that pension is only for old people, but
Mm-hmm.
in reality, you start paying for your pension immediately you're 18 years. So if you start paying for your pension, then by the time you're coming to retirement, you'd have had
Mm-hmm.
accumulated a certain amount of money for you to enjoy some certain luxury of financial freedom when that time comes. Because retirement is not all about ati umefikisha miaka now you can't work. you can get disabled, and in the process that makes you eligible for retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you were to pass, God forbid, something was to happen for you and you're no longer on this earth, people who are left behind are insured somehow if you pay for these things.
Mm.
And then when investments, I also like that you mentioned you do shares. For me, I think I realized the importance of investment, and especially 2017 when when I lost everything, and also last year when I was burying my brother. That's when I realized, wow, having investments is a really good thing, because I was able to liquidate everything that I have and I had saved up and accumulated profits. And because for me, it's not about the money, at money giving me more money, kwanza. Me, it's for my money must come back.
Yeah.
My principal must come back. If I gave you 5 Gs, even if you're giving me a profit of 10% for the 10 Gs, at the end of the day, my 10 Gs must come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is what mostly I do, and that's why for me, I think bonds are safer, and that's why I really like seriously invested when it comes to bonds. Yes, I did shares, but I sold them very quickly. Safaricom. Hey, hey, those shares were not giving us hope. They were really going.
I
I, I think I bought them when they were five bob, 6 bob, and then they went all the way down to 2 shillings. And then all of a sudden they started crawling up very slowly, and I was like, yo. So immediately they hit 7 shillings. I sold all of them.
yeah.
So I'm also glad that you have stated that having some other means of income for even your business is a safe way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything you'd like for whoever will watch this video? Is there anything that you wish to tell them?
Yeah.
Something that you know that.
Actually, on that part that having multiple source of streams of income is safe. Uh, because even my dad taught me when I was growing up that like he always told me that a job he will not give you, will not buy you a house or will not buy you a car. Business will.
Oh,
And yeah, he always taught me that business will and multiple source of income, not only a job. It will not buy you a car or a house, so do not focus on one source of income. And I thought that was like I just brushed it off, knowing that sana yan sama nini,
yeah.
you know.
Exactly.
But then I came to realize later in life when I different. I started to venture as an online entrepreneur.
Hmm.
There's a network marketing company, and moja nilitolewa na someone I was dating in the same company. Alinitoa. I don't know why. I've sijaelewa kwa nini. And also, then I joined another
You were
network
dating
marketing
someone
company.
in the same company.
Sorry?
You were dating someone from the company.
Yeah. And it was my only source of income. So wakati
I think that
alinitoa,
was
I was
the
like, I have.
recipe. That was the recipe for disaster. You don't do business with people you're into and relationships with.
Yeah, actually, that Actually, it was on 2018. I was like, I went from being crazy in love to being broke,
Mm.
depressed, and four things at the same time. I was like, yeah. I went from because I had savings, like I had saved up to the 30K, and I
Uh,
was entering first, and 30K as a first year, that's a lot of money for someone like me.
a lot.
That's a lot. I went from that to negative 4,000 in debt.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I went from being very smart and very ambitious to being broke, depressed. And I was like, you know what? By the time I realized it was already too late, it was in December. So they got like, wacha tu nimalize December tu nikiwa broke, depressed, stupid, and mad.
Mm.
From 2019, it's a fresh start. And then I went broke again. So I joined another network marketing company in
Uh-huh.
January. And up to, I don't know, around April or May that the company collapsed. Still the only source of
Uh-huh.
income. I was like, I can't. One source of income, I think now. So I went to venturing into cloth line business. Still not doing very well. And yeah, so I went until November there. Now when I was now really in debt. Actually, I was in debt of 43,000.
Uh,
I do not know how to pay it. I have only one source of income. I was like, okay,
wow.
I have that 3K that needs to be paid. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. Like, I was just so in a fix. I need to eat, I need to do transport, I need to take care of my hair, and I was also in school, so there is cuts in the exam. So I was like, okay, this semester in September, December is not my semester. So like it will hit a point that I had even to just look up to my parents. Actually, the way my parents found out is because I kind of stole
Uh,
18K from my mom. Like I borrowed a
oh,
loan from using her phone on KCB and Pesa so that I can repay Tala loan. And so that's how they found out and
oh,
they helped me. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is, and actually that's what forced me to invest in shares or to go to the investment part of it. Yeah. So don't, you never know what will happen. So just have multiple sources of income because one business may just shut, or if you're in a job, you can just get fired. Like I was fired in January this year.
no.
I just stayed one week
Yeah.
in a company, and then the next day they're just calling me and they're telling me very nicely,
Uh,
you're not supposed to be here, but we created space for you, but this is not your office, so we're going to just put you on hold. I was like, damn, Wangeshi, you are fired. And I was like, is this being fired? No, thank you. Job? No, thanks. But anyway, have multiple sources of income. That's what I'll just say. And don't also chase money because I realized that if you chase money, uh, goes it is away from you. But if you just focus on doing the business and don't dive away from your why are you doing that business? Focus on why am I doing this business? Don't because so many opportunities will come and you start diverting into other channels, which is good by the way.
yeah.
But also focus on why are you doing this business? Yeah.
So right now that we are experiencing COVID,
Mm-hmm.
uh, What would you say that you have mastered when it comes to spending? Excuse me.
What have I mastered when it comes to spending? First, I realized that spend on something that's really important to you, that's something that you really need deep inside. Don't spend it on maybe something that actually you think you need it, but later you come to realize that you don't need it.
So you have to prioritize before you spend. So
Uh,
you have to sit down and identify, is this a need or is this a want?
yeah, you have to like, and you know, it's very challenging because also I have a problem with that because sometimes I end up spending, but lately I've minimized my spending because I look at like if I want to buy something or a cloth or I see a cloth imenipendeza, I'm like, do I really need it? I'm like, no, yes, you do. But why? Because no, you don't. But what I would say is, if you track your and also track your spending, how you spend your money, and mostly invest in experiences than in material things. Yeah, your
When you
experiences
talk
like
about, like,
sorry,
continue, like,
experiences like maybe signing up for a new course or uh, for like traveling. Although now with this COVID, there's many more traveling. So mostly investing in a new course or maybe investing in also saving to just invest in businesses that is like you have something that's really talking to you.
would you say, for you, is money a good thing or a bad thing? It's not like a 50-50 situation. It's 100% good, 100% bad. Which one would you pick?
It's many good things. Uh, I think money is a good thing
Mm-hmm.
because you get to achieve. Okay, you get to. So how is it a good thing?
To you,
Sorry.
how is it a good thing?
Okay. To me is that I can use or utilize the money to invest in uh traveling or like experiences, basically in traveling, in signing up for a new course, becoming, yeah, and also to buy like what I need, the items that I really need, and also if it will help me to put things in a way that I can invest money to secure not only for my future, but for the future of my future children and future grandchildren.
Hmm, that's some deep. I want to say the S word, but yeah, it's something deep. For me, I came to realize money is a good thing because when you have money, you get to decide what to support. Right now we can
Sorry?
continue complaining, oh, you know, the government is not supporting volleyball, or the government is not supporting the girl child when it comes to football and all that. But you see, when you now have the money, you can support these people
Yeah, yeah,
because
you
that's
can also
what you
support the
believe in.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, and then money is also a good thing because it gives you freedom to, if you're not really like working too hard for someone so that you can make it, it also helps you to have more time for you and the people you love, people you call family.
Mm-hmm.
It is also good for me
Mm.
because if there's one thing I am afraid of in this world is going broke. If there's one thing I am
Sorry?
really like seriously, if there's one thing I'm really afraid of is going broke. Like being broke is not a good place. It's not a good
Yeah,
place to
it's
be. Nobody wants to
mm-hmm.
be broke. I know people say, oh, you cannot buy happiness with money, but hey, being broke, apana. Nobody wants anything to do with you.
Oh yes, so true,
Even
so
your
true.
own family.
Uh, and there's nothing even worse than being broke and depressed and stupid at the same time.
So thank you so much for the lessons that you, number one, what I've also grasped in during this whole conversation is let's learn from our
Mm-hmm.
mistake. Like make a mistake, don't dwell on it,
Yeah,
but keep on moving, but learn from it. Number two, have multiple streams of income, and especially for your business. Find what works for you and your employees, find what works for you in your budget, invest in that. Also, get
mm-hmm.
into the right place with the right people. Don't get into a don't get into a business where your emotions are. Because I used to think people were crazy when I heard that oh, sijui Nini is owned by, yeah, that is the husband and wife. But I came to realize they really don't own it together. It's just on papers. It's only one person doing that business. The other one is benefiting the returns of that business. Rarely is it at they are both doing that business. Rarely it is. Yes, it's a family company, it's a family company,
Yeah,
but the kids are what we are calling family, not the
yeah,
person you're in love with. Because someone told me it's either love or the business.
yeah, so true.
One of the two has to go through the window, and if you're unlucky enough, they will go all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then also spend on experiences. That is attend for seminars, travel,
Yeah,
identify and I also believe in that spending on it because I've attended Centonomy, and I remember they were talking
yeah.
about Caroline was the guest, and I remember she
Mm-hmm.
said if it's possible in your 20s, can you travel and travel a lot, spend on experience, like go for
Yeah,
that hike, go for that trip, go for that thing that you've always wished to enemy, because in the process your brain,
mm-hmm.
it opens up. And when it
Yeah,
opens up,
yeah,
you see an opportunity. And when you see it, you realize, whoa, maybe I can put my hands into this. Because I remember when I was starting, when I was last year, was it last year? Before COVID, yeah, that was
mm-hmm.
last year. I got into chicken farming.
Mm-hmm.
I know people will be shocked to hear this. I got into chicken farming. Yes, me with these hands, I got into chicken farming. So what I did is Mimi, I don't know what I had gone to do at industrial area. And then I
Mm-hmm.
saw this Nini the I don't want to push their brand, but I saw Ken Shake. So I was like, Sini, let me go in and find out if I can buy chicken. And then, instead of me having to buy them around home where it comes for like for something or 400, how about I buy it from here and then I go and put them on the fridge and I'll have enough chicken. And then when I got there, the mama is asking me, umekuja kununua vifaranga? And I'm like, huh? Vifaranga? And she's like, yeah, we do sell Nini. And I'm like, okay. And then I started listening to her. And she told me, by the way, they sell Nini, they sell 3 breeds of chicken. You come for classes. There are classes that they were offering at that time. I don't know if they're still offering them. So I went for the classes, came back to the house, and I was like, guess what? Let me try this. I did 300. I lost 4 of them. But trust me, December, I was bowling. I wasn't borrowing anyone money. I was a bowler. Nyereke Gwi here. Yeah? I was bowling.
Why? We're sorry.
I was bowling because for anything more than 1.5 kgs, that is like more than 450 for me. Anything below that, that was like 350, 360, 370, 390, depending on the market that they asked me for. And I was lucky because I also had someone who was supporting me and used to call me to hotels that needed the supply. So spending on experiences for me, every time, I think from then, every time I'm asked, what should I spend on as a young person? I always tell people, spend on experiences. You can watch Netflix the
Yeah.
whole day, but at least can you try and squeeze in 3 hours to enhance your
Yeah.
skills? For the same internet you're using to be on TV the whole day, how about you add like 15, utoe at least hata kama ni 2 3 hours, go and study something on YouTube.
Or even buy
Apply,
yourself a book and
yeah, so because again, our generation, I feel like we are in a space where we spend too much on luxury and we don't understand that is luxury. It's something we don't need, it's something we want and we think we need it.
yeah.
Like if I pay for internet in the house, I really don't need like more than like 500 GB on my phone. Because if I am going to move around, that's when I can use that internet. You understand?
Yeah.
So I think I think it's a good start, and thank you so much for joining me to talk about this. Thank you so much for allowing me to share your story with people out there. I really hope they will watch. And thank you for being honest with your experience.
Thank you for having me.
You're
It's
welcome.
amazing,
And make
and
sure
I
to
like.
sanitize and wear your masks.
We will. We will.
Yeah,
I'm actually selling sanitizer.
huh?
I'm saying I'm actually selling sanitizer, so I always just book with them.
Are you trying to tell me you're injecting your sanitizer?
Exactly what?
As I also noticed from CBA, someone has a very light head.
No, don't even remember about that. Hey,
Well, at least you got home.
I got home safe, but I was really scared walking in because I was high. Then I'm like, it's really night late. Okay, and I woke up with a head, knowing that I was even participating. I was sharing debate that was there. No, I don't think I'll try that again.
Hizi vitu ziko na wenyewe.
Oh, walai dada. I stop. Imekuwa
Anywho, thank you so much.
hivyo.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye.